everybody, welcome to another live video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your pilot for today. We are sitting at the lovely airport here in the Falcone Borsellino airport in Palermo, and we're about to start a flight with the PMDG DC-6 to Marseille Provence airport in France. We're going to do, we're going to do another DC-6 flight here. Previous flight we got lucky. It was very much of a success. So why not tempt fate a little bit, I was thinking, and just see if we can do it again. Who knows, maybe we will crash the plane, maybe run out of the fuel. It is all part of the learning process, but nonetheless it's a fun process, so that's the whole idea. So here we are at the parking hotel, I believe it's our location. You see the pretty landmark there here in Palermo, right in front of us. We got the airplane hooked up. Actually, we got the stairs hooked up. Today's livery is an American Airlines, a really old livery. Look, it looks really nice and shiny. We're not flying any American Airlines routings, obviously, since we are here in Europe at the moment. But let's just put it like this. My boss found this really nice airplane, and he decided to get it for us, so that we could do some flying from A to B, you know. And you know, our boss is stylish like that. He believes in you know, some of the eye candy, if you will. So that's why we're looking at this beautiful aircraft. This is the livery, the American Airlines livery. I do not really know, or I do really not know who made it, who made this livery, but you will find it on the flightsim.to website. So I definitely would advise, if you like this, to go check it out and maybe leave a rating, or you download it, what have you. But the person who made this did, if you ask me, did a very nice job. I must say that I really think this is very pretty. It looks nice and old, you know. It looks like a vintage, like 50s. I hear jukebox music when I see this, if you know what I mean. Okay, so enough of the rambling. As you can see here at the parking, we got the external. Right here, the external power is connected to the aircraft, and let's just hop inside. Now, just like with the previous flight, I'm still in sort of noob mode for the PMDG DC-6. Eventually, I would really hope to understand this airplane's entire functions, all the systems. I do actually believe it's not all that difficult. I've been over a couple of videos, little bit, and but it's definitely that different than maybe your average airliner or something, such as the Airbus, for instance, you know. But that's actually part of the whole experience. So now that that disclaimer is out of the way, we are going to use the artificial flight engineer. And obviously, one could argue that in real life, you know, this plane is operated by three crew members in the flight deck. So the captain, which would be me, there's a first officer seat right there. Oh, let's see, can we move his armchair? Oh, look at that, that's so cool. And here, let's get the chair down for the flight engineer. In our case, it's going to be an artificial flight engineer, but a flight engineer nonetheless. Hey, look, it's Frequency. Frequency! How are you, my friend? It's so nice of you to visit. I'm not sure what's the time stamp. For us, it's like 2 minutes, so you probably got most of the introduction. So anyway, so yes, here we are at the Palermo airport, and about to get ready for a little VOR to VOR flight. Now, actually, come to speak of it, I will show you the routing that I had in mind. So as you can see right there, it's the VOR, excuse me, it's the Palermo airport. There is actually also VOR. We're going to see if we can perhaps use it to fly an outbound radio, but this nonetheless will be our departure. And the way things are looking now, the first VOR actually will be 221 kilometers to the north, to a heading of 348 degrees. So we'll be flying over the water. But maybe quickly try, but I do not believe there's a VOR there. If it were, it would be really cool. But it's not, as you can see. Don't break it, Arkady. So yes, so let's zoom out a little bit. So we're going to fly to the west coast here of Italy. Is the Fiumicino airport, I believe. Yeah, Fiumicino. It's a tongue twister. Especially if you like the vodka, you know, the tongue twisters from the Italians. Man, I tell you, it is a world apart. Anyway, so that's where we'll be flying over the Fiumicino airport in Rome. There we'll take a left turn for about 132 nautical miles. And we cross a little bit of the sea there, and we'll fly over the Bastia Poretta area right there, and then we actually carry on to the south coast of France. We'll actually fly over the Nice airport, and then we follow the coast to one other. We are right there, the Lima uniform Charlie, and then on to Marseille, which is right there. So that is basically, in short, our flight plan. So I can hear some sound here on the airport here, some activity. So let's just look outside, see what it is. Oh, let's just not get too crazy with the camera view. Oh, look, it's a small general aviation aircraft. What do you think? It's going to be intimidated by this DC-6 or not? It probably isn't, because we are still standing on the ground, and you might be thinking, do you think this guy, you might be thinking, would this guy be able to get this plane off the ground? You know, it would be the most embarrassing thing. Okay, so I believe I sort of ran out of ado, so without any further ado, let's just close up the aircraft. So first task that I'm going to request from the artificial flight engineer is to prepare the cockpit for the aircraft for engine start, which I'll be performing once he's done preparing the aircraft. You see him switching all kinds of buttons and lights.
Voice recorder. Tasted. Oil coolers and cow flaps. Water and position. Fuel and fluids. Checked. Pressurization. Set. Manifold and duct pressure. Checked. Radios. Checked. Doors and hatches.
Look, so they close the door, and all of a sudden it gets a lot quieter inside.
Warning lights. Out. Gear pins. Removed. 3 on board. Seat belts and pedals. Adjusted. Throttles. Set to idle. Propellers. Forward and 3. Before start checks complete. Start engines.
Okay, so they did say that the before start checklist was complete, but if you ask me, there's one thing that they forgot, and it's actually quite quite a significant, important step. It is to check the galley and see if the minibar is has been refilled. But obviously, Arkady flying, I always bring my own supply for the galley. But you know, this is not any kind of commercial flight really. It is just, well, how shall we put it? Let's just say that we're going to Marseille to get some ice cream from a nice redhead. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, so I just suggest we go and start the engines now. See if what I can get to the correct view here. So, we start with the mixture for the engine number 4, 3, 2, and 1 that goes all the way to the top right there. Okay, so the left was with the engine selector, selected engine number 3. You can also see that the, can we go up a little? Yeah, so the booster pump set to low, also for engine number 3. So all we need to do is provide the spark there with the ignition. And what's going to happen once I click the start button, then you will see that the artificial flight engineer will start counting the blade turns. Look, something is happening in the chat there. Alright, man. No problem, frequency. Now you're going to need to defend. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do, man. Just make sure you enjoy it, my friend. You know, thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll catch up later. We always catch up later. Okay, man. So just going to continue with the starting up of the engine, and you will see this blade start turning a little bit, and then we will miss out of the counting. So you start it, and it just starts counting. You can hear them at 6, so you go to the prime, and you wait until 12, and you click on the boost, and the engine right there, it's going to start. So the engine is now started. The engine startup sequence for the DC-6 is engine number 3, number 4, and then you go to the left side where you do the inner as well first, so that's number 2, and then to the outboard, that's number 1. So number 4 has been selected here, and we repeat the same process over again.
3, 6, 9.
Well, we start the prime and the boost, and there you go. We've got 2 engines running. So that's a good start. Go to engine selector number 2, and in the meantime you can actually see I did a really nice job on the aircraft, the PMDG bodies. So we got oil pressure for engine number 3 and for engine number 4. We got fuel pressure for engine number 3 and for engine number 4. And the oil temperature is also rising. And here you see there's some manifold pressure going on and all that stuff. Okay, I've got some RPM going. So we're going to carry on. Let me just orient myself here. This aircraft is way too big. So engine number 2 then, we provide the necessary spark, and the fuel pump has been set, so here we go.
3, 6, 9, 12.
So engine number 2 coming as well. So we see engine number 1 is now still lagging behind. So I suggest we just carry on in order for us to change that. Okay, so that's all set. There you see it spinning up. So that's it. It's about it. So we got engine number 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 of them are running. You can see the RPM here for the engine number 1. It's now trying to catch up with the RPM for the engine number 2 right there. 3 and 4 sort of aligned there. It's just amazing to see the whole display just shake around like that, man. It did such a great job. Okay, so let's just carry on. So as I said, today's flight, most of the tasks will be performed by the artificial flight engineer. So let's just turn to the artificial flight engineer and gasket do the after start checklist.
Start selected bus bumps.
I'm just going to open the window for now.
Off and off. Battery switch. Flight maintain. Generators and inverters. Checked and on. Emergency lights. Off. Ground power. Removed. After start checks complete.
Okay, so the after start list is also complete. So I believe that actually then leaves us now, we'll just go taxi. Okay, so taxi we will. I like the idea of going to Marseille to get ice cream from Arkady, but this view is really pretty amazing. And I check out the moon right there to the left. I don't know, man, it's pretty. That's all I can say. I like it and I'm a sucker for it. I'm proud to be. Okay, so we got everything for now. Actually, I'm going to close this window again because it's just way too damn noisy, man. Is that enough? No, a little bit more. There we go. Just latch it. Yeah, well, it's a lot better. Okay, so we should be getting ready for the taxi. I think we are going to use the runway 25. Could have a little look. Maybe we can find the meter like this. Let's just go to the SkyVector website again and see what is here. Just get rid of this window there. We hover over here. So wind 160 at 4 knots. Okay. Wind condition 160 at 4 knots. So we just go check. I guess 2.5 would be the best option for now. 2.0, but that might be a little short for us, so we're going to stick with the 2.5. Our current position here at the airport is the hotel, so we'll just be going this way onto the runway and do all that stuff. So let's just get ready. The flight that we did the other day, it was we got some severe ice forming on the window, like, and we're talking severe. We managed to put up all the anti-ice that we could find. It did not really help because it was probably way too late, so only once we got to a certain altitude, I believe, I don't know, like 6,000 feet or something, the anti-ice actually started to go. We were in Ecuador, so it's pretty warm. I think it was pretty warm there, except when we were flying through the clouds and at the high altitude. So I think Do you think it would be fine if we just go straight? Or would we get into trouble? Let's just release the parking brake. We say goodbye. Goodbye, Sophia. She was standing right there. I'm going to reduce the thrust a little bit so the aircraft won't damage itself. And we get onto the taxiway right here. It looks like a beautiful day for flying. Actually, the reason that I chose for the current time and weather is because I did not want to fly in the dark for the stream, not tonight, because I would like to see all the view. And since we're not flying, you know, I do not like flying a different time but real world weather, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't sit very well with me. So then I decided, you know what, then we just do perfect skies and lots of sunshine, so we can we have something to look at. So it looks like we're coming up to the holding point right there, and there you can see the moon looking at us. Hello moon, hope you have a good day. So here's our runway, runway 25. Just align ourselves. Here's the windsock. I forgot actually to ask to do the before startup checklist. So we're going to do that now.
Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carbeat off and cold. Hydraulic system down, forward, pressure and quantity checked. Okay.
And one other thing that we can do,
flaps set to 20. Windows and turbine. Closed and on. Controls.
113.0.
Potato. On. Mixture and cold flaps. Reach and locked. Set. Transponder. On. Landing lights. Extended and on. Before takeoff checks complete.
Okay, so the before takeoff check is complete as well. Now our first VOR will be here, the Rome Fiumicino Airport VOR. It has 114.9. So 114.9. 114, there you go, and the decimal 9. Now, so, okay, so I'm not really sure. Let me show you the sky vector again. So, not really sure how this is going to work out. We are 132 nautical miles from our first VOR. It could actually pick up, or sorry, we're actually further, it's 221 nautical miles. Some of these VORs can be really strong, and they might have Hey look, we're taxiing, frequency is back. First person shooter did not work. Oh man, that is a shame. Oh. Alright, so you got the tip for me. Ferris Maguire. Well, Ferris Maguire is always welcome. If you're a friend of frequency, he's a friend of mine. It's just how simple it is. So once we get to the cruise, I will get to be a little more engaging with the chat. For now, what I would like to find out is the following. Since we're going to fly 221 nautical miles until our first VOR, I was hoping we could pick it up quite quickly. And as I was saying, sometimes these VORs have pretty strong singles, especially when you're up really high. But you know, it is a surprise every time I fly, so not really sure. So that is why, as a backup, I also put in the VOR from where we are flying, so maybe we can at least use the DME, so we know how far we are, and if we're still flying the 348 degrees outbound radial. So we put in the frequencies. Hey, it's a frequency. Hey, 432, you know what I mean? It's a frequency, that's interesting. We're putting in frequencies and we're chatting to frequencies. So you got a pilot for me to fly. Hey, that's cool, man. It's nice of you to come, man. It's nice, and you know this aircraft. I mean, man, if anyone should love it, it's you. So let's see. So yeah, so we put it in. So we're going for a takeoff wet, which means they do the water injection. Frequency Jones, you know, like the Michael Jackson songs. So we're going to wait until they go to full power. It is, I'm not sure if this is also called Dakota. The DC-3 is a Dakota, this is the DC-6. I can show you outside later. I'm not sure if you could hear me over the engines outside because it's a really loud airplane. But I do not believe they call this one the Dakota, really. As far as I know, the Dakota is the DC-3. Now this is the DC-6.
Full power set.
Okay, full power set, release parking brake, and we're rolling. Now if you want to take off this aircraft, you do not pitch up 17.5 degrees like you do with an Airbus, for instance. You pitch up ever so slightly. Like ever so slightly, just enough so that you get off the ground, and then you start making some speed, and after that you can go a little higher. So we are about V1 speed, so rotate just like that. That's all. That's a little bit, and now we trim it so we don't go down. Not too much. Try to keep it at about 1000 RPM up. I mean 1000 feet per minute up. Flaps go up, you will see the speed here. This one is going to increase substantially. Once it reaches about 160 knots or so, we should be able to climb a little faster. Yeah, send me the resume, man. I'm always interested. Oops. Okay, so trimming up just a little more. Now we might actually be going to 1.5, still a little less, because we want to keep our speed here.
Meter power set.
Okay, so we stay in the climb configuration for now. So 1500. Let's go a little higher. It is always a little bit of a tedious task trying to trim it. But you know what I say, you persevere, you hang in there, you keep on trying, and you know, with a little bit of experience and solid reasoning, well, you should be able to get there. Okay, so we're flying, so let's see now, do we have a DME? We have a DME for the outbound. So let me quickly check the sky vector. So it was 348 degrees. So see if we can fly the outbound 348. I don't think it's having it. I'm not really sure. Let me check quickly if the possibility to fly a back course has been implemented. Does not appear so at the first glance. So I'm going to switch frequency to the one that's up ahead of us, and that is not yet picking up. So we're going to switch back, and we're going to have to hold the let's see, how will we do this? We'll do it differently then. Just stand by. So we fly the opposite of the 348. Oh, wait a minute. This is a little bit confusing. Okay, no worries. We'll just fly the heading. Yeah, oh, not like this. Now in this aircraft, the let's see how these look. Do these look reversed? So 348. So let's do let's try a right turn. So it looks like a very pretty area actually here. Let's have another look outside. Mind your ears, everybody. So goodbye Palermo. We are on our way to getting ice creams from a redhead in Marseille. So we're now going to try and fly heading 348. Let me just get really up and close. We are still climbing somewhat, not too fanatically, but we're sort of going between 400 feet per minute and about, I guess, 800 or so. I'm not sure how high it goes. Oh, it reaches 1,000. Okay, so 348 is about to come up right there. 34. A little more, little more. Okay, just let's settle here, go level. Now if we turn to our OBS there, or actually, let's have a look. Can we do... Yeah, so that looks fine. So as long as we... Can we stay on this course? I must say I'm confusing myself a little bit. Check one more thing. Here's the backup. That's we're definitely heading in the right direction, so that's good. I think for now maybe turn on the gyro pilot. There you go. And it should probably just maintain this current heading. And the heading should be fine. So what we'll do is we'll just keep on monitoring the DME right here. Let me get a little more down and close, so it might be a little easier to see. So we just keep on monitoring the setting. This number should be going up. If it's going down, there's something wrong. And locally it's going up. So it's good, so we are on our way. We're saying goodbye to Palermo. And we reflect the beautiful DC-6. So frequency. What can you tell me? What can you tell me about Ferris Maguire? Is he like the? Is that the helicopter pilot? Let's check the flight level. Looks like we're 9,200 feet. We might be able to change the altimeter now. Nothing seems to job. Probably not, because it's probably a flying at 1013 anyway because of the weather, so it's not going to change. Okay, so we go back to the cockpit. So the VOR that we are flying from appears to be drifting. But we are flying about 3-4-ish from the VOR outbound, so that is at least in the general direction. I'm also going to tune this to the 348 for the next VOR that we're actually flying to. That would be around here somewhere, I believe. So we should be in a total of 221 nautical miles, so now it's about 210 something. Resume. Ferris Maguire, commanded Vietnam veteran, A Navy pilot, a several after war crop dusting job, an infantry marine, pilot from 1967 to 1969 flew several aircraft in war actions such as the UH-1 Huey, 1 Bravo, 1 Delta and Echo versions in the F-4 Phantom. Participated ground war at location Danag for 2 months. This guy's a veteran, man. I do not know if I can pay him, but I would gladly make use of his services for sure. With a resume like that. Let's have a look and see if we no, let's first just see the altitude. So we're still climbing, so we're going to climb quite high. So for now that should be good. And I'm not really sure about the temperature. I am just in case going to turn on all the anti-icing, because I do not want to go through that same ordeal as I did in the previous stream. Let's see if we switch. No, I was thinking our destination was picking up, but unfortunately it is not yet. So then we keep on monitoring the VOR that's right behind us. Oh, so at least we what's it doing? So at least we know a little bit how far out we are. Still in the climbing phase. excuse me. So the climbing is now holding steady at around, let's say 1,250 feet per minute. We're climbing through 14,300, and we'll keep on going until we reach about 210,000, which is near the operating limit for the DC-6. I believe in some conditions it's also possible to fly as high as 25,000, but not really sure what the manual of the aircraft says exactly. Can we look out the little window? Yes, we can, but there's nothing to see. Well, there's the ocean, and that's that. So it looks like pretty cramped in here, actually. YouTube screwed up your resume and yeah, it definitely looked like it, man. I saw some A's there and then some islet instead of pilot. Hey, it's on my feed. Where would my feed be? I have no clue. I think for now all I can see actually in my channel is the streaming preview. So I do not think, I'm not sure if I click away it might just end the stream. I'm not really sure how that works. I'm a little hesitant to try that out, really. So if it is something that I can check later, I will definitely check it later for sure. Okay, home base I will always find, my friend. Oh, just caught the steam. Oh, there you go. I think I understand now. Oh, thank you for the explanation. Look, if you were a cat, man, look, if you were a cat, wouldn't you just lie here on the rubber padded thingy, like, you know, nice and cozy, the whirring of the aircraft and the light of the sun behind the glasses? Man, I would sleep like a baby. I'm telling you. Let's have a look at the message. Oh look, there's a whole bunch of messages there. I need to log in because I never usually actually log in. Let's hope the aircraft does not crash in the meantime. Let's see, I missed a bunch of other messages. Oh, actually one from yesterday. It's about over 24 hours ago. Oh, looks like I missed that, my friend. Let's see, now where's the resume? Ferris McGuire, a commanded Vietnam veteran, Navy pilot, several after-war crop dusting jobs, an infantry marine pilot from 1967-1969, flew several aircraft in the war, actions such as UH-1 so yeah, we saw the equipment. Alright, man, I got 3 words as a response, and that is hire this man. Okay, so what's the current situation? We are climbing through 18,400 feet. That's good. We are 31 nautical miles from our departure, so we should be at 190 nautical miles from our destination. So let's just see if the are speaking up or not. it is not picking up. I believe I accidentally clicked something here. But that's the thing, when you move around sometimes. Yeah, there you go. Probably should be on, the transponder should be on the on position. So we just keep on carrying on. So the danger of what we're doing now, well, danger is a dramatic word, but I'll show you what I mean. If you check the website here, with the planning. Okay, so we were flying here or somewhere, and we said we're going to fly 348 degrees. So that means our nose is pointing 348. But what if the wind is in the meantime blowing us this direction? It would mean that we're still flying 348, but just like in this way, you know. So we are not following a ground track as you know, as was actually the plan. So we could be flying here from the ground track to 348, or we could be flying here, for instance, flying 348. So the sooner we get to this point there, the better, because after this point I believe you can probably just connect all the little dots. At this point it's probably the most challenging. And also maybe see if we can start doing the start ending the climb phase and maybe start actually cruising. We first see it is we're almost 20,000 feet. Also, just checking I've been going over the resume for the Ferris Maguire, and he'd been flying. He participated in ground war at location Da Nang for 2 months. The guy must be fucked up, man. You know what I mean? 2 months. This guy must be like completely insane. Again, hire him. Okay, so we got to watch our speed now, because we are actually getting quite high, and the speed is now dropping. What I'm going to do immediately, just stay at this altitude, and we go to cruise. So we're going for the cruise power now. And what I will also do is engage the altitude hold right there, because otherwise we're going to bleed off all our energy. We're flying 130 knots, and it looks like it's slowly gaining some more speed now. So that's perfect. We do not want to fall down straight like a brick, you know. I mean, look, at an aircraft this big and chunky, you know, what are we going to do to recover? It's not like we're flying a Cessna. Man, I'm loving this view. Okay, so let's go back inside quickly and get some more situational awareness. It looks, but not really sure, but it looks... No, that would be nonsense. No, it is not picking up the OR just yet, so we're... Oh look, it's also no longer picking up. Okay, wait. We go to the next one, 114.9, and that is also not picking up yet. So we're sort of in a blind zone right now. It is not the most, it is not the optimum situation to find yourself in, I must admit. So we are somewhere between these 2 points, and hopefully on this lateral, on this line. But as I said, if the wind is blowing us to the left or right of this line, we also might find ourselves here or whatever. So that is, we do not really know. But that's, that's the charm of trying to fly the UR and, without using the GPS, without the cheating, if you will. And one could philosophize, obviously, GPS, it's of modern age, so it's only normal. But an aircraft like this, it's just nice if it's a nice little challenge. It's just try and work out where you are and stuff. So, okay, so in the meantime, people, I'm getting some more information about Ferris, Mr. Maguire. Originally, this guy is from Florida, and actually has been and always will be an example of American patriotism. He excelled at sports, and he always had a pre-Second World War vision of reality. So yeah, this guy is something. Well, it's actually really simple. If you can fly an aircraft, it's fine, And and I will definitely hand this over to my boss, because there is, well, as you might know, there is more than once that we have to do some deliveries or some discrete cargo runs. You know what I mean? Like today, basically what we're going to do is fly to Marseille in the south of France to get ice cream from a redhead. You know what I mean? So what's the current situation? At least we are holding our heading. So check, that's good. We're holding altitude, check, that's good. Our speed is constant, check, that's good. So now the navigate part is not yet quite there. But as you could see on the chart, there are no other VORs in sight. So we're just going to have to make do. Now, what I said earlier on the previous flight, all the windows, like a little ice would form in the beginning, just a little bit of ice. You were like, oh, how quaint, that's nice, there's a little ice, yes. Oh, it must be pretty cold. Oh no, and then everything all of a sudden, like, you could not see any definition. You could see like a yellow, like a white blob, for instance, and some bluish hue, and just changing a little bit to another shade, but that was all. There was nothing you could see. It's a completely dangerous situation to navigate in. Well, I mean, if you would like to then, start descending or something, and you do not know what you're descending into. Skyscraper, Godzilla, King Kong. You would never know. So then we start flying a lot lower eventually. Basically, we just carried on the entire flight, and then once we reached our destination, we descended, and luckily after descending, it changed a whole lot better, and we could actually see the runway. You should check this stream. It's on the channel. I must say, I felt like I accomplished something. I was really happy because we did a straight-in landing, no flying around the airport, figuring out, no, just kept on going down, line up in one go, touch the sucker down, and brake on the runway. So obviously I would hope to do something similar, but when you cheat, when you try to tempt fate, you can sometimes get beaten in the behind. You know what I mean? So while we are trying to get a fix on the next VOR, I'm getting some more information about the pilot, Mr. Maguire. Let's see what it is. So they say Ferris was born out of a family that persists out of inbreed for many decades. He does, however, possess an awful lot of intelligence. Okay, so apparently he's a smart guy, but he's broken as fuck. No, sounds like half of my family, half of my country, half of the world, half of the fucking universe. You know, so, you know, sometimes they say, normal is what everybody else is, but you are not. But at the same time, it applies to everything. You know, it's what we call paradox, you know. It is funny stuff. So there she is, the beautiful aircraft, flying in all its glory. So yeah, we're flying over the ocean, so I don't know about you people, but I would not like to get into engine trouble right now. Speaking of which, you can have a look at the engine status, I believe. There's the engine stress visualizer. Well, without actually reading everything, all the green check marks make Arkady feel, well, let's just call it at ease, you know what I mean. So here comes a little more information regarding the psychological profile of Mr. Maguire. Ferris apparently has an intuition that could be compared only to people with similar trends and experiences of trauma. Ferris will, however, be loyal and to the point. Yes, that's an interesting psychological profile right there. The trauma bit is, yeah, there's trauma sounds like drama, you know. It has quite a dramatic element to it. Let's see this guy in action, you know. Let's throw some drama at him while we're flying, trying to do a landing at Lukla, or maybe like taking off with one engine because the other engine got struck by a stupid bird. Thinking, oh, I can take on this iron bird, no problem. You know what? I'm going to fly straight into it. I'm not going to keep on flapping. I'm going to put my wings behind me and my nose forward and try to see if I can go right through the mother, you know? And then, well, obviously, we're going to sit there like, oh my god, no, mayday, 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 you know, pan, 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 you know, all that stuff when we do these squawk thingies and, you know, we contact the ATC, we'll say, hey, listen, man, we got hit by a bird. Obviously, the bird will make the newspaper, no doubt. I mean, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, this bird's like a hero in this community, you know. But unfortunately, it's probably too wasted to even make beef stock or a chicken stock out of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm just thinking if this guy can fly, you know, just bring him along. Just bring him along and we'll just see what happens. You know, usually, knowing my boss, we would just start out with the smaller flights, you know, like I don't know, like from somewhere in the SoCal area, southern of California, we fly across the border to Mexico, you know. My boss has lots of contacts abroad and contacts on the other end of the border, if you know what I mean. So that's usually what we would start out with, you know. It usually be something like I don't know, like Piper Warrior or maybe the PA-44 Seminole. You know, it's usually just these small airplanes. You know, with the new personnel. You know, that's what we that's basically the modus operandi. You know, for my boss. Okay, so good news, everybody. Let's have a look here. We are 131 nautical miles from our next VOR, and from the looks of it, we're pretty well aligned too. It looks like I would interpret this as we are a little bit to the left of our track. Let's see how this works. Because our heading... Okay, so let's just go and track this. We can use the autopilot, just set it to localizer. Just do a little experiment to see if the aircraft starts turning. Yes, it does. So let's go back quickly and line up ourselves with the waters we're flying to. So this is very good news. 128 nautical miles out. So quickly going to check the navigational chart with you. So 128 nautical miles to 21. So we flew about 90 nautical miles. But yeah, we are on track. And then after we reach the Italian west coast with the Rome Fiumicino VOR, we're going to do a left turn of heading 289 degrees, which will take us to the Bastia Poretta VOR. We'll check that later. You know, in fact, we check this now. It has a frequency 114.15. So 114.15. So what we do is we arm it 114.15. So we just put it in here 114.15. So this is now armed. We do not have to switch it yet, but and then at least we don't have a lot of work to do once we get to our destination, which is in only or like next waypoint, I should say, not the destination. It's in 122 nautical miles. So apparently this, I'm just getting word that apparently this Mr. Maguire is in contact with the frequency, and apparently he was saying, you know, I got a good feeling about this, and then he says like, I do not know how to say this in English, like stoicin or something, stoicin. Russian and war trauma American who's about 70 plus years of age old, you know, and in the 1980s, you know, who'd have thunk that? Apparently this guy is saying weird kind of stuff. So yeah, so it's actually pretty funny. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting this man, and I will definitely introduce you to him as well. And we'll just do some flights together, and when we do the flights, we'll just stream it, you know, because we're about the adventure, you know what I mean. So we just do the unexpected sometimes, and sometimes we do the expected, and then something unexpected happens anyway, you know. So okay, let's just curious. Can we see? Yeah, that looks like land. That's definitely land. So that should be Italy right there. But straight ahead, no land ahoy. Not yet, not for me, not for these eyes. It looks like the anti-icing is also warming up the flight deck, so bear with me while I go step away from the flight deck for just, well, let's say about 2 minutes and get a little refreshing drink, because as I'm saying, it's getting really warm up here. So I'll just get out of my seat and just shout from here at the flight attendant to get me my drink, and I will be back momentarily. Okay, so stand by. And as another American friend of mine would say, don't nobody go nowhere. I'll be right back. Okay, people, so we're back here at the flight deck. Just had to step out for a little bit and listen to the refreshing. Oh, listen to that. So I'm drinking, it's a well-known brand of the cola. Nostrovia. This is really good. So let's get back into character and have a look. We are flying at the sun. Something is up. Look at this. Why are we turning? Are we drifting? Why is the aircraft banking to the left? So let's step away for 1 second. But no problem at all. Let's just see if we can get ourselves back here first things first, realign with the VOR. We are realigned here, and this the aircraft realigning as well. Not sure why you are drifting to the left here, man. What the hell is up with that? So if the autopilot does not work, we simply switch it off and just start by getting the aircraft level again. So I do not want to be flying in circles above the ocean. And let's just try this again and see what's going to happen. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing. Maybe this should now go to the gyro pilot. And can I turn this on? Yes, I can. Turn this on? Yes, I can. And the altitude hold. And then we click go to the localizer. And let's see if the aircraft is making any kind of sense to us now. And now it sort of looks like it is actually trying to intercept the track over the ground right there. It does not make sense. We're flying... What the hell happened when I was gone, man? Look at this. We are flying to the south, like we're flying back. But now we're going to the east. So probably we're going to re-establish. Oh look, we got someone spamming us. I'm afraid I cannot read this, my friend. But nonetheless, you're more than welcome on the stream. I hope you enjoy. We're doing a flight in the DC-6. We're flying from Palermo to Marseille. We're going to Marseille to get ice cream from a French redhead. And from the looks of it, this person is typing... I was going to say Korean, but it also looks a little... Yeah, my guess is on Korea. Anyway, we got a flight to fulfill. Our speed is 170. We're holding at 1,900 feet, which is acceptable. We are on level flight, and let's check. We are flying. We are 106.5, 106.4 nautical miles from our VOR. So it looks like we're back on the track. If you check the heading 33, that's also correct. So that should be good. Chinese, Vietnamese. I'm not really sure there. But you know, communication has an interesting definition, and usually it's something along the lines of communication is measured by the quality of the feedback that is received upon it. And otherwise it's just not communication, it's just like monologue, you know what I mean. But I'm interested what this person is saying, to be fair. Hey, look at that, it's hello from Korea. Oh, hello Korea. Hello from Arkady. Well, hope you're doing very fine there in Korea. Looks like I Looks like I did very well understand the language, but could be because my brother is used to work in Korea. He was employed at the army in Korea, and he used to send me postcards with funny things on it, you know. So yeah, welcome in any case to the channel. And you know what they say, do not forget to like and subscribe, and you just send me your money. I don't care about the rest, just send me your money. And no, just kidding. Just send me nice ladies is also good. But for now actually we're going to France, and we're going to get ice cream from a redhead. That's what we're doing now. So at this point, you know, some of you might start to think, what is this guy going on about? This is like some code that I was supposed to be aware of or something, you know. So that's basically what we're doing. We're flying to the to the south of France to get ice cream from a redhead. So yeah, that's pretty funny. Have another look outside. Okay, so anyway, how far are we? We're 85 nautical miles, so I believe, there you go, the land is coming closer. Well, actually the land is not coming closer, the land's not going anywhere. The land has not been going anywhere for like hundreds of thousands of years. Well, you know, not bearing in mind, you know, continental drift and stuff, but, you know, so basically we are actually getting there, and not the land is, but you know what I mean. We're finally getting somewhere, and hopefully we get to see some interesting things. We're going to be flying straight over the Rome Fiumicino airport, and you know, for the new people joining us, let's just go over the flight plan a little bit. So we took off from Palermo. Alright, there it was a pretty takeoff, it was a pretty sight as well, including the mountain there. and then we just took a heading of 348. We did not have a VOR yet, so besides the outbound. So we just flew that then, and then there was a little blind zone where there was no signal from the outbound VOR and no signal from the inbound up ahead there. So basically what we'll do, we'll fly to the Rome VOR there, and then we'll take a left through here, and we hop from the island, just hop to the south coast of the France. We fly to the Nice, right there, and from Nice we'll just take a left, and then we'll fly to Marseille. And once we're in Marseille, we'll land and we'll go get ice cream from a French redhead. A redhead lady. You know, we're not going to get ice cream from the Mad character, you know, from the Mad magazine. I'm not going to get anything from that guy, and especially nothing that's leakable. You know what I mean. Anyway, so enough of the charts. Let's just go back to the flight deck right there. So, what are we looking at? So frequency starts saying boo, Korea boo, just kidding. Well, it's a good thing you say just kidding, because, you know, you do not scare anyone away, you know, because everybody's welcome, you know. It says so in all my stream, everybody welcome, everybody be kind to one another, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's good that you're telling him you're kidding. A joke is only funny if the other guy is also laughing, you know what I mean. So we are 73 nautical miles. We got the next VOR. I mean, you know, we've been flying for a while now, so the next VOR is already armed right there. Let's check the fuel quantity. We started out at 40 per engine. We're now down to 33 there, 35, a little over 35, 33 here as well. This is fairly nice. What else can we see? Well, I can see a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, that's good. Okay, so that's my professional assessment of this current situation. We will be kind, we will obey, we will be happy. We will be kind, we will obey, we will be happy. We will be kind, we will obey, we will be happy. We will be kind, we will obey, we will be happy. Yeah, so Arkady make a tiny little song out of that. That's the kind of stuff you do when you're flying at 19,000 feet, you know what I mean? It's the things like that can all of a sudden happen, especially when the channel is called Funky Scene Pilot, you know. It's just weird stuff like that. No, just made a little funny there. So anyway, let's see. Oh man, I got to tell you something funny, man. I was flying a stream the other day, and somebody came in the stream. I mean, you know, you guys, if you watch any of my videos, you know there's hardly anyone ever there except my mother, I believe. Anyway, so I was flying the stream, and I missed a message from some guy I do not know. And so the guy says, "Hey man, if you want to unlock the special performance, I don't know what it was, for the Piper, you should try key combination control Shift F1." And I was laughing because I was thinking, oh my god, man, it's like the most common known keyboard shortcut for shutting down your engine. So I thought it was a pretty clever joke, actually. You know, to tell, yeah, obviously Arkady was not fooled, but it was funny nonetheless. So definitely appreciate the creativity there. That was funny. It was a good laugh. Yeah, right. I mean, it's just funny stuff. Okay, so we are looking at 57.4 nautical mile. Feels still good. There's definitely the coastline. It's a little bit hazy up here, but it's definitely the coastline. That's good. So I wonder what it will be like once we land in Marseille. You know, to get ice cream from a French redhead girl. Oh, the Alta 4 for extra engine power. Yeah, exactly. You know, it was along those lines. Alta 4 for engine power and all that stuff, you know. It is funny little things. I like it. I was thinking like, oh, you rascal, you know. It is a funny little joke. Yeah, still not sure actually. Remember, I don't know, about 15 minutes ago, I stepped away from the flight deck shortly to get a drink, and I come back and the aircraft is circling a little bit to the left, and we were supposed to be flying on autopilot. One possible explanation, but I do not know, could be that what sometimes can happen when you leave, and for instance, if you're using the controller, and the controller, when you put it down, maybe the left or the right trigger, which in my case would be the rudder input, it could maybe just keep on pressing one of the rudders. But actually, I think it would be a lot worse if the rudder would have been held in all that time. We will probably be spinning down right now, because what will happen if you do the left rudder input, the nose of the aircraft will start going left, which means that the left wing will be going slower than the right wing, or if you look at it from a wind perspective, the wind going over the wind lifting up the left wing would have a lower velocity than the wind lifting up the right wing, and the right wing would then lift up because it's gaining, getting more wind, and therefore the aircraft would start banking to the left. You know what I mean? And then you can find yourself in pretty dangerous situation, and just crash. And what I said earlier, this is not it's a chunky kind of aircraft, so you do not want to do any kind of acrobatics, and try to get out of it alive, It's probably the last circus that you're going to see. So yeah, but that could be sort of an explanation. Maybe I just nudged it a little too long, and then therefore sort of kicked off the autopilot, not really sure. The more I think about it, the more I think we're lucky actually we did not crash when I got back, Okay, so let's have another sit rep here. Let me check here. My apology. Okay, so the sit rep, I don't know what this is, 160, 170, let's say like we're flying 175 or something, 190,000 feet. and we are 39 nautical miles from the Rome Fiumicino VOR, which is straight up ahead. So around there, you know, the airport is really close to the coast. And so sometimes when you want to fly, when you really want to fly from the VOR to the VOR, then yeah, you cannot always fly in a straight line, you know. Straight line would have been significantly shorter. And I'll go to the map yet again, because you can see like our departure airport was right here. So yeah, you could also have done a straight line, you know. Like one of the first things you learn in mathematics is that the the shortest distance is always in a straight line, right? But yeah, we could have chosen here as well, but there would have been another gap, and I just ended up deciding, you know what, let's just see what we can find if we fly through this. I believe some of these shorter legs were, these legs were a little shorter. I believe there was actually some, otherwise it would be like a more of a ziggy-zaggy pattern, if you know what I mean, you know. So this is more like a straightforward way of getting there. But yeah, so you're not flying a straight line if you're not using the GPS. So yeah, but this was the most challenging part with regards to navigation, because you know, as I said, what if the wind just starts blowing you to the left or to the right, and your aircraft is still keeping the heading? Yes, it's the boot of Italy. That's right. Yeah, so I always wonder what size the boot is. You know, like in terms of shoe size, is it like a 7 or an 8 or a 7.5? You know what I mean. But I guess it depends on maybe the other parts. The boot is the size of Mussolini. Frequency say the boot is the size of the Mussolini. That could very well be. If you consider the Mussolini Eagle, how could that ever fit inside the, you know, inside the small Homo sapiens, you know? That would just not make any kind of physical sense. So yeah, I think that probably would make some sense there. But we're getting some more definition with regards to the coastline here in Italy. So we're not quite there yet. We're not going to Italy, but we're going to France to get ice cream from a French redhead. I think maybe I should write a song about getting an ice cream from a French redhead woman. Okay, so we're 22 nautical miles out, people, and do keep in mind the DME, the higher you are, the DME will never reach zero, obviously, because we're not flying at ground level. Once we pass it, we will be flying at 19,000 feet. So this will keep on counting down, but it will never actually reach zero. So at some point above zero, it will start pausing and then going back up. So I just rolled my, with the rolling tobacco, rolled my first VOR rolling cigarette. Okay, so we should be getting ready. 13 nautical miles. We definitely have about 10 nautical miles to go. I mean, we're not that high. I just love this airplane, man. It looks so cool. Let's have a look inside, and we're 6.7 nautical miles, so this is interesting. 6.5, 6.4. So I'm curious to see where it's going to end. I'll zoom in a little more, like this, go down a little. .9, 3.8, oh, it's getting there, we're getting there. So all we have to do, let's just quickly check the map, because I would like to know what the heading is going to be. Heading should be 289. So we should be getting ready for a heading of 289 degrees. Three, 4, 1. 3.5. See, there we are. Can we see the VOR maybe? There's the airport. Rome Fiumicino Airport. Okay, so we're going to activate the next VOR now. And we click from the standby to the active. And that as well, it is not picking up, so that is a shame. We're going to fly a heading of 289, so that's what we're going to do manually. So we're going to switch back to the gyro pilot and just do a left turn with this button here, and we aim for the 289 degree. And once we get to 289 degrees, we'll straighten out the aircraft and we'll be flying towards our VOR. Once we are at 289 degrees, I'm going to look back at the chart because sometimes I make a mistake and I put in the wrong VOR number. 289, so we're almost there, so let's straighten it out quickly. Let me just hover over it because sometimes I really cannot see it correctly, not even to save my grandmother. So let's see, I think this looks straight, don't you think? We're flying, well, looks like I eyeballed it, not too bad. Gonna zoom in a little more, just get down a little. I'm getting all obsessed and OCD over this navigation. 270, 280, 290. Yeah, so that should be fine. That's fine for now. So yeah, so we're just keeping this heading for now. So what I said, the next thing I'm going to double check is the VOR frequency that we're flying to. It makes sense because we are 132 nautical miles out. So that is, you know, we would be talking about a very powerful VOR station. And 114.15. Okay. So 114.15. Let's just double check. 114.15. Okay, so that's good. So as I said earlier, it's you know, it's quite far away. Well, there you are. There you go. There's Italy. So we're flying in the correct heading now. I'm wondering if the DOR is picking up. No, not yet, but you know, as I said, we're about what was it? 132 nautical miles. So let me just pull up the chart for you there. Like one possibility would be, for instance, if you want a little more security, you could say we're going to fly to this VOR. Oh, this actually does not have a VOR, so there you go already. Does this have a VOR? This would actually have a VOR, so we could now maybe change over, but if you look at the distance, it's probably, you know, not in range either. So we're just going to leave it as it is. But, you know, like in theory, if you fly VOR to VOR and you want absolute coverage, then I guess you'll just fly over land. But even sometimes when you want to fly over land, like for instance you go to Russia, there are parts, like I was checking a flight earlier today from Helsinki, and I wanted to fly, what is it? And I wanted to fly to, excuse me, of course Helsinki. And I want to fly to Moscow. and then it would take you like this, and then like it's instead of straight lines, because this, look at this part, it's big, and there is just nothing, you know, it's just totally empty. So that's somewhat of a challenge. Obviously, I would always love to learn more, so if anybody has any ideas, feel free to put them in the comment section, you know, or just wire money straight into my account, that's also good. But really, I'm looking for the knowledge and some fun, you know. Yes, we could just be staring at this, but nothing is going to happen just yet. Let's have a look outside. Oh, look at that, man. This looks pretty. So I'm looking at the sun, and I believe actually by the time we will arrive at Marseille, where we will be getting ice cream from a French redhead girl, the sun's probably set below the horizon there. I tried to put the time in a way that the sun would be setting by the time we arrive. But from the looks of it, the sun might actually have already set by the time that we arrive. We could obviously cheat, you know, go to the menu and, you know, select different time and everything. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do here. But for now I'm good. We'll just leave it as it is. I do notice that once, you know, that when I'm doing the streaming, that sometimes how shall I put it? Like, you know, sometimes it's the FPS are just getting really annoyed with me once I get closer to the ground, and that is something that I do not really like. But okay, so what have we here? Some islands right there. Let's just scoot on over to the other side for a bit and just have a little look outside the window. I do not think... No, I'm not going to try it. Oh wait, I believe it doesn't even work. See, it doesn't let you open the window at this altitude. Probably that's a good thing. Who wants to see a crazy Russian fly out of the window at 19,000 feet? You know what's going to happen to the people in the back who are waiting for us to get to Marseille and get ice cream from a French redhead lady. You know what I mean. So I got my guitar here in the back of the aircraft. We're going to get ice cream in Marseille from a French redhead lady. We're going to get ice cream in Marseille from a French redhead lady. And then I'm going to ask her, will you have a little lick of my ice cream? And then I'm going to ask her, would you maybe think that you would like some more? Okay, so that's it. Let's go back to the flight deck and see what the situation is now. If anything new happened, perhaps. Let's just walk right through the artificial flight engineer and its chair right there. Do we have any DME signal? No DME signal yet. Okay, so we're good. We're just cruising. We're still on course of 290. Yeah, that's also correct, so that's nice. Up here, the voices are friendly. Oh, this is one cool machine, man. I just keep on loving it. A nice little island right there. I think maybe we can get rid of the tablets. There you go. Look, they did a really nice job. Look at the tablet. You can go up and down and up and down and up and up and down and down and up and up and down and down and up and up and up and up and up and down and down and down and down and down. Okay, so much for the ADHD choreography. Look, we got a DME signal, 5.6 nautical miles, and you can see we're to the right of our track. Let's see if we can, or at least actually the OBS is. Let's see, how does this work? What was the heading supposed to be? 300 something. It looks like been blown a little bit by the wind then, perhaps, because this heading. Okay, so we're still holding our heading, so let's just engage now the localizer button right there, and this will now start causing the autopilot to turn the aircraft to the set heading on the OBS, which would be around 280-ish degrees, I believe. 282 perhaps. So we drifted about 7 degrees. Yeah, that could definitely be due to winds. Yes, that's the frequency. He's saying LOL. So that now that we are on track, 67 nautical miles, obviously the first thing that we're going to do is check and see what is the next VOR, and it is actually in France. It's in the city of Nice at the Côte d'Azur, the south of France. It's the Nice VOR 109.65. So we put that in 109.65. We go over here, just go up like this, 109. Well, let's just get OCD about it. 109.65. We put this in for now. We do not have to activate it. We're way too far out, but at least it's sitting there waiting happily to be activated by us. So straight ahead we will find our VOR in about 64 nautical miles, I'd say 62 already. Look at us going. We're going places, man, I'm telling you. Up there the voices are friendly. Yes, that's right, man. And you know, it is true, you know, sometimes you're flying high and you listen to the chatter of the ATC, you know, the controllers and everything, and you hear the people, they're just talking, you know, it's short messages, they're not chatting, but it sounds nice. Most of them just sound nice. You know, most of the people are just nice people, and it's nice. You know, the other day I was flying on the VATSIM network from Amsterdam to Istanbul, and there was this one controller. The Schiphol airport in Amsterdam, they had only one controller at the time I was there, and this guy was busy, man. He was working his ass off. He was saying on the stream, like, this guy is juggling airplanes, you know, but like in a good way, you know. He was doing a difficult job. And then, but you know, like 2 days later, I get a message on my video, and he said, "Hey man, this is so funny. I just happened to come across your video on my homepage on the YouTube." And then he said it was actually me who was the controller that was working. And I said, "Oh, that's so nice of you to say hi. I do appreciate it. And it was very busy. You did a really great job." So it was nice. This guy reached out. It was fun. So let's have another sip of the cola. So maybe just while we try to not to crash, just do a little bit of the country music. that's enough of that for now. Let's just focus on where we are. I would guess we're about, I don't know, oh, we could see it on the screen. I was going to say about 30 or something nautical miles. What is it, 47? 42, okay. You want to link a country song, it will be on your feed. Then here I need permission from you. I'm afraid if I wanted to give it to you, I cannot, because oh, there you go, it's royalty free. Yeah, sure, man, just put it in there. I will not be able to play it, so not really sure. You could definitely put it here and we can check it later, but obviously it will just be a link. Oh, you're pasting the looks like you're pasting the resume for Mr. McGuire. Never mind. You know what you could do? Just copy the link, go to some text program, paste it there and see if it copied it correctly. Well, you know, yeah, exactly. So you're not pasting your biggest secrets or anything all of a sudden, you know? Like how you maybe killed a guy and you're not sure if he's still alive when you buried him and all that, all these strange things. People do not get scared, we're just making jokes, it's just a little role playing, you know, it's just innocent stuff. Well, McGuire, well, as I said, you know, I will introduce him to my boss, and you know, once my boss feels like he could be part of the family, you know, we can take him for a flight. There's a good chance maybe he can, maybe I can actually take Mr. McGuire on a test flight. We'll just go to run a little errand for my boss. Usually that's around the, you know, around the California area. So we'll just take that from there. It's a pretty sight with the sun setting. Look, the sun is in the sea right there, and I just love it. It's just really cool. What do we have at our right window here? We got the damaged circles on the window. And there's some more islands right there. Okay, but at least we can be happy that we have the VOR signal. We're only 30 nautical miles out now, so we're definitely getting somewhere today. Let's check our fuel quantity. I do not expect any big surprises, but let's do it anyway. So the main number 1 and number 4 tank are sitting at about 29, and the 2 and 3 tanks are looking at about 31. So that's definitely fine. We started all of them, I believe, with 40. So that should probably be fine. Yes, I'm not really sure. Like, I know that when you're flying an Airbus, you can here in the middle section, above the middle pedestal, There's the upper ECAM and the lower ECAM, and you can check what the air temperature is outside. Actually, wait, I think there is that one. Oh, where's the cursor going? That one might actually be the temperature, but I'm not really sure. No, it is a different readout. What is this? I mean, you're not telling me that outside it's about 180 degrees Celsius. You know what I mean? So this is the cylinder head temperature. Okay. At least it tells us what it is. And oh, we're stuck. Hang on. But probably it is hidden somewhere. The flat position indicator. What is this? The water pressure. There's some more water pressure, and then we've got the carb air, and another carb air, and then these are the oil pressure, the fuel pressures, and the oil temperature. Okay, and then we have our BMEPs, fuel flow, we got the manifold pressure. Here on the right side, it's just the same as on the left side. So do not believe there's any temperature. Sometimes they put it on the window. In lots of the airplanes you can actually find something like that on the window. I do not see it in this one, but there's a lot of things. I believe the temperatures here are only for the anti-icing system, left wing heater, right wing heater, cabin and tail. So it means that we did engage now, we have engaged all the anti-icing systems. So these are the internal temperatures, I would assume, and the pressure for the fuel that's being used, I would assume as well. Cabin and tail heater. So does this aircraft not have outside temperature meter? I'm not really sure if it has the probes or anything. A few quantities. Here we have all the fluids in the top section here. So you have your anti-icing fluid, you got your amperes. Let's see, what was this? Auxiliary oil in gallons, I believe. Hydraulic systems, the water, the oil temperature. What do we have here? Supercharger, cabin differential pressure, supercharger airflow rate. Got another altimeter here. And this is the electrical panel. Here you can check for all your different generators. You can see the voltage per generator. So generator 1 is having output of this voltage. Obviously it's probably the same for all of them now. What is this temperature saying? I think this is temperature control. It's interesting to know. Look at that screw sitting there. It's just so cool. Cabin temperature. Cold, hot, middle. Well, that's very simple. Yeah, but this could let's have a look. Fahrenheit, and then above here is probably Celsius. No, not really sure what this would mean. No, not really sure. I'm not convinced this is our it is showing our outside air temperature. But again, what I said, maybe this aircraft doesn't even have these doesn't have temperature that you can read. So what do we have here? 4.5 nautical mile. Let's have a look outside. There's the airport. Okay. So you are aviating, so now we're going to be navigating. 3.7 nautical miles. So let's have a look at the chart and what will be our heading. 301, because 118 nautical miles, it's probably not going to pick up this VOR from here, so probably manually we're going to fly to 301 degrees, and let's do this as quickly as we can so we do not lag behind the flight plan. Now 3.5, I'm going to switch over the VOR and see, does it pick up? It does not pick up. So we go, what was the heading? 301 degrees. So quickly we go back to gyro pilot, current heading. So we need to go to the right a little bit, not too much. So we just use this turning knob right there. So 301, so we should stop it now. I always have a hard time seeing, it looks like it's ended. So let's now double check what the damage is that we just did. Yeah, 3-0, that looks fine. Let's get a little OCD. Could go a little more to the right perhaps. Let's do this one notch. And see our heading move ever so slightly to the right. I do not for the life of me think I see it moving. So let's give it another 2 notches. And definitely there we have some results. And it's already taking too long. I lost it. There we go. Okay. Quickly check here. Does this look straight? Or this? I think it's this one. But this is just, you know, a lot of nitpicking. This is absolutely fine for now. We're flying straight to the VOR. So it's good. And again, it's probably a good practice, especially for me, to just double check 109er decimal 65, because I do tend to put in the wrong numbers sometimes. So 109er decimal 65, 109er decimal 65. It's right here, so that's good. Okay, so we can let go of this for now. We're flying the right direction now. Again, there is always the possibility, since we are not tracking a ground track, but we are now just flying heading, there's always the possibility we'll be blown to the left or to the right of the track that we're trying to fly. So this is definitely no guarantee that we'll be arriving up, you know, at our VOR if we would keep on continuing in the heading mode. We do definitely want to be in the VOR tracking mode, but as you can see, we probably still have like 30 nautical miles or maybe more to go until we are receiving the DME signal. So for now we're fine. So the altitude still holding steady. Now we do not have to start our descent just yet, but once we do, oh, look at this sight, man. This is so pretty. So let's see, the DME is still not working. Yes, it is definitely a gorgeous plane, isn't it? I'll be looking forward to it, Frequency says. Sorry, my friend, I completely missed that. Yeah, you know, definitely we'll make this work, man. I will set it up. First, we're going to land in Marseille to get ice cream from a French redhead lady. Let's enjoy the outside view for a little bit more. And you know, I really love this livery, man. And as I said in the beginning of the stream, it is an American Airlines. Obviously, it is not a company route or anything. It's just an aircraft that my boss purchased simply because of its beautiful looks. You know, look at this livery. I mean, don't you look at this and just think jukebox? I hope you guys can hear me when the outside view is on, actually, because it is way loud. But yeah, when I see the outside of this airplane, I always think of like the American jukebox, you know. I think of the desert and the country music, or maybe actually sometimes the rockabilly, 50 rock and roll style music, you know, you know, something like that. Just as a very atmospheric livery. The guy who did this, or the lady, I don't know, the person who did this did a real nice job, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Very sexy plane indeed, frequency. So yeah, so that's why I chose it. Obviously, it's this type of aircraft, very likely out of service. I'm not sure if there are still countries flying this in you know, in active service. It could be maybe like I don't know, like small national flights or whatever. But obviously times are changing. But yeah, it's a beautiful plane, and definitely a pretty livery. We also got some other planes from some South American South American airlines. They're also quite nice. Usually they get these nice bright colors, you know, like orange and yellow, and you know, it looks nice. It looks like you're having dinner at the Mexican restaurant or something, you know. So I'm curious where we are on our track. Still no DME. Not to worry, we are still flying heading 300. Oh look, all of a sudden something's kicking in. Look at that. And I never noticed before, but this is this now always pointing towards the VOR, like an ADF? I never realized. Well, that's pretty cool. That is actually really cool. You could actually see it move. Okay, anyway, so 80 nautical miles. We're right on track, actually. But nevertheless, I'm going to switch to the localizer, which is the nav hold button. It is changing course a little bit. what a beautiful aircraft. I cannot get over myself. Okay, so now I'm wondering what happened. It looks like we are flying to the VOR or... Oh wait, I see, I have to set this to a heading of 301. There you go, and then the autopilot is going to turn the aircraft once again. Yeah, there you go. So I'm learning here, so that's good. Okay, so what's the situation now? 70 nautical miles. So this looks fine, looks stable. So what we do now that we are intercepted, if you will, by the VOR, we're going to check. I think it's now after the next one will be the final VOR for our destination, I believe. Let's just double check here quickly. Oh, not quite yet, there's one in between. That is this one. This will be the Le Canet 113.0. So 113.0, so we go ahead and arm it. So you put it in the standby box, 113.0. There you go. Now this is now armed, and that's all it is for now. But I think I'm liking this feature. So below the OBS there is the ADF. I believe this is the ADF. Let's get a little closer. VR1, VR2. Oh, there you go. It's okay. So the thin eel is your VOR1, and if you would have a VOR2 that's picking up, then that would also show the direction. But that's real nice. It's showing you the direction. So it says it's about 301 degrees. We configured this to fly at 301 degrees as well. And yeah, so that is it. And this is our heading is also the, and does this also have the VOR? This is the automatic directional finder, ADF, but we're not flying ADF now. We could check on the map to see if there's an ADF. So 56 nautical miles. So there goes the sun, people. It has not yet set completely, but it is definitely, its intentions are clear. Let there be no mistake. This sucker will not all of a sudden start going back up again. What do you think? So, in preparation for descent, let me check is the see that stupid man. I do not understand why. So I have the overlay in the top of the screen. For you it should be right here somewhere. The overlay is just not updating. So usually I can go to the OBS Studio and then click the specific browser thingy, and then I believe you can click on refresh cache of the current page. But I don't know, I do not believe it's updating. Usually something is stuck there. If it's not the altitude, it's the actual progression of the routing. I don't know why I'm even using it. Oh, actually I'm using it because I like to see the landing rate, obviously. And looking at the charts, I'm not really sure if this would be correct. This would say that we are at 2/3, we're at 1/3 of our flight, and well, as you can see, that is definitely not the case. We have had 2/3 of our flight. We're now about here, I would say, more or less. So yeah, so it's just simply not correct. And you know, I can click it and say something like update or whatever, which is just insane, man. Sometimes just go to the thing itself, but that is very bad for my frame rate, so I try not to open that window actually. Thank you for the good landing wishes there, Frequency. I'm definitely intending to land this plane correctly. So that's just what we're going to do. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So not really sure why this thingy is not updating. It's just saying, well, it just seems to be stuck or something. Let's try something funny for a little bit. See if we can break it. It just doesn't update, man. It's I don't know. It's just lame. I mean, why use it then? Okay, so our destination, Lima Foxtrot Mike Lima. So we look it up, Lima Foxtrot Mike Lima. We look up the charts. Let's have a look first the taxi charts. This one can actually go. Probably this one. Okay, so they got for us, we have runway 31 right or 13 left. Okay. So knowing this, we'll check the wind. So we go to the sky vector, see if we can find the meter. Weather station Marseille. They say 130. No, they say they do not. It's variable. Yeah, what the hell, man? Variable. Variable again there. So we're just going to do a straight in landing then. That's just what we're going to do. Yeah, so that means you're just going to do a straight in landing. That's easy enough. So 31 right. We're not going to do any ILS. It is possible actually to fly an ILS. 31 right. We could just have a look and see what would happen if we would fly a localizer. No, this for 1-3. This is the wrong one. Let's see. 31 right. Let's have a look. Is there any information here? So localizer 31 right. It's at 312 degrees. There is an ILS 111.15, so we could put it in once we're close. But I don't have the experience with this aircraft. For now, it would be quite satisfying to just descend and land it, you know, visual. That's just because it's cool. Let's have a look. Well, it looks so pretty out, man. Look. There's the setting sun. So let's have a look at where we are now. We are 22 nautical miles from our VOR. So 22 nautical miles, that would put us if we're on a leg of 120 nautical miles, it would put us around 1/10, so it's about here. So we're looking at this part here to the right, and yeah, so we're flying to France. They're saying something here. This is regarding this airspace, but I'm still learning how to interpret some of the sectionals. What flight level 1905 or 115, yeah, just depending on what kind of airspace this is, I guess. So I'm not really sure about that. For now, we don't have to worry our pretty heads about it. We're just going to carry on flying to the Nice, Côte d'Azur, VOR. And then we'll take a left turn to 247. 45 nautical miles would be the next VOR, so I think it will pick it up automatically. We could actually even try if we could pick it up already, since we're flying here. Let's just do a little experiment. This one's loaded and this one is on the standby. So let's see if we can put this. Maybe we can receive this already. Let's find out. So we go back to the cockpit. We're 15 nautical mile. So what if we just all of a sudden go to 113.0. Let me first quickly double check if that's correct. I believe it was 113.0. That is for the Le Canada. Okay, so 113.0. So we switch it around, And look, the needle go moving. So we're going to skip this current VOR and fly direct to the new one. And let's get a little closer. So what is this? 242526, I believe. So 26, 25. Yeah, it's about 258 or something. And is the aircraft turning already? It is not. And let's see. Yeah, so you have to turn it off and on, then back on again. But now it's turning. So that's cool. So what we just did, we did not even arrive at this VOR for Nice. We just fly straight to this one, and we probably, and then we're looking at 46 nautical miles. Let's see. So yeah, so the only thing is that now we do not really know where we are besides. Yeah, we're probably flying like this. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like if you fly from here, you at least know exactly where you are because you have your DME. Now we only know how far we are, and we just work it out with the track that we're flying. But it's not, it's nothing serious. It's just interesting to note. Okay, so never mind. Just get rid of the chart for now. I believe actually we could probably also start tuning the other VOR, which I will actually. I have to go back to the map there for a bit. Sorry, because we're now flying to this one. This Luke Lacanet 113.0, and then we will be flying to our destination, and I believe it was this VOR right here, and then it would be 108.8, or let's just see which one. Not really sure. Let's just double check what's going on. Okay, so we're not going to do it like this, so this can go, but it is, okay, so it's 108.8. Okay, so 108.8, we put this in as well. .8. Good check, real quick, see if it picks up, and what do you know, we are in range of that VOR too. 83 nautical miles. It is in almost similar direction, but we're going to carry on with what we're doing now, for the reason that I said earlier, that we have some more control over our navigation. I mean, otherwise we'd be looking at the following situation. We are now, well, we were here when we started this. Then we decided, you know what, we're just going to skip this part and we're going straight here. But now we'd be looking at a situation where we would be going, well, we're here somewhere, not really sure, and now we'd be here somewhere. So in the end, it doesn't really matter, but it is nice to have some stability, to know exactly from where it is to where it is that we're flying. Let's see, can we, how will I do this, because it's missing one point, I believe. Let me delete this for now. So this is now gone from the list. And let's drag it to this VOR right here, because you look, it's going to line us up quite nicely. So here we have the Marseille, and there you go. Oh, what, deletes everything now? Well, whatever, man. Okay, so then which is this one? This is the look. That's where we are. I believe we're flying to now. Just bear with me for a second. And from here we will go. I'm getting lost here. Okay, there we go. I would have to drag it, I believe. Oh, how's this? Oh, how does this work, man? Do we just right click on it or something? I like that, there you go. And then here we put in the Marseille Provence airport. And how does this look now? Yeah, that's precisely what I want. Okay, so we are now let me just double check here, but I think this is actually the idea. We just need to get back to the specifics for a bit. So flight 2113.0 and then up next is 10.8. I'm starting to confuse myself after a while. So we're 13 nautical miles out from the 113.0. So pull up the chart again. That is this one. That's the look. So we're 30 nautical miles out from this one, and then after that we'll go straight to Marseille Provence, and from there it's 6 nautical miles. So I believe there is a mountain here actually, but we should start considering descent. This mountain range we will not reach as long as we keep flying strictly from this VOR to this VOR, and no more crash, no more crossing like we did earlier, like we're doing now. Yeah, so that's actually one potential danger. You cannot really rely on the charts, so if all of a sudden there's a mountain, you know, you could just run into it. Obviously you will see it while looking out of the window, but it's not a desirable situation if you ask me. But we can start our descent. We are 30 nautical miles from this one, and then we have 41 to go. So let's just go ahead and start our descent for now then. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, look at the sun going. There you go. Bye bye, sun. Thank you so much for your energy. See you tomorrow. Hopefully. It's getting a little dark. There is a shortcut button for the lights. I believe in this cockpit, all the different lights, overhead lights and what have you, they are all scattered all over the place. It's quite funny. There is also a oh, where was this? I believe there's some lights here. Upper switch, instrument panel. There you go. It's a red light. Oh, that's always nice. Oh, look at that. It's a whorehouse. And there should also be a lower instrument panel light as well. I think that's a light for this one here, the magnetic compass. Okay, so bear with me before we descend. I would like to be able to see the instruments, because I will be using them. I will be looking at them. So now actually we do need a light for the to get this illuminated. What is this here on the left? This looks like it's lighting. What do you say? Captain's flight instrument lights are red, so let's turn this sucker on as well. Throw some light in there, but it's on also on the captain's side. Oh, whatever, this is fine. Okay, so we're at 19,000 feet. So we're going to descend we're going to descend and we keep our speed. So unlike in an Airbus, you know, where you go engines to idle, we do not do this in the piston engine aircraft. We just keep on going forward and we just go down. Let us align with the VOR, because it looks like we drifted a little bit. Our heading is to the west, so that is good. And we're getting close, as you can see, because the VOR there starts drifting. We are going to keep on going, even though it's drifting, and in order to descend, what we will do, we will disengage the altitude hold, if I can see it in the dark. This one. So we disengage altitude hold. I did not tell it to turn, but could be because we're over the VOR now. Just stand by a second here. This should get us back on the course. Looks like it's working, and we're going to descend. You can use... Man, it's getting hard to see. No, not this one. Go back. Okay, so this one right here. So let's have a look at the vertical speed. It's not doing anything yet. Zoom in a little more, get them both in the view. There we go, now it's climbing. Obviously that is not what you want, but I just needed to test it. Oh, it's dropping like crazy, man. But it looked like this little button there didn't really work. So we're going to switch to the final VOR. Realign, and we'll worry about descending in a little bit. Heading of 27. And localizer. And we're going also, you know what, just to start fresh. Oh, it's sort of disengaged itself. Okay, so stand by a second. I think I know what happened. Let's see, the aircraft's turning now, and we should refly this one. We're 41 nautical miles, we should definitely start descending. But this button did not appear to work, and I don't see shit. Let's see. Can anyone see, is the wheel turning there or not? Oh, it's just lagging, okay. Okay, so 500 feet per minute, a little more, a little more, a little more. It is moving to 1000, a little more. Zoom in by accident. It's a little more. Okay, I'm going a little over 1000. Okay, so we're descending. This is not looking like we're flying in the correct heading. 36 nautical mile. So let's see if the plane settled. Judging from the distance, the DME 33 nautical mile, I do not think we will have time enough to, we're at 17,000 or 16,700 feet. I'm aiming for 3,000 feet, then we do level flight, and then once we're in level flight, we will slow down a little more. I'm going to ask the artificial flight engineer to start the descent.
26 inches, please. Setting 26 inches.
It's setting 26 inches on the manifold, right here. A little over 1,000 descent rate going on. That's fine for now. That means 1 per minute, so that is, we got 13,000 to descend, so it would be about 13 minutes for 28 nautical miles. I believe in 1 minute you descend, excuse me, am I saying this right? In 1 minute I believe it's 5 nautical miles that you traverse, so I don't think we would make that. I'm bad at head calculating and talking at the same time, actually. But no problem at all. We'll just fly there and we'll just descend. What I will do, this could help us with the navigation as well. Put in the ILS frequency anyway, 111.15. This is the ILS. Look, the sun's going, so it's not completely dark yet. So we're nearing Marseille area. Hello, Marseille. We're going to get ice cream from a French redhead lady. Okay, so what's the situation now? 20 nautical miles out. We're on course for the VOR, so that's good. We're descending at 1,100 feet per minute. It's a little slow, but yeah, you can see the speed is picking up. So yeah, for now I think it's the safest to just keep on descending and just accept that we're going to overshoot the airport, which is perfectly fine. We just fly pattern once we arrive there. I'm going to have a look at the chart because I would like to see what a big lake is right there. Let's have a look. Where is the chart? On my own screen. So we're on our way to this one, and then we got 6 nautical miles, so we should be, preferably you'll be completely lined up and ready actually here. We're not going to make that at all. But it's fine. We'll just fly to. Okay, so this probably. Well, is it this lake really, or is it that really small one there? I do not really know for sure. Let's have one more look. The situation is Oh, I think I might have bumped the... yeah, I think I might have done this myself. Let's see. We are sort of still on course. What is going on? Doesn't look good. We're climbing. Okay, so disengage the autopilot. It's not doing what we want. We're still descending, that's good. Let us tune the fine-tune the VOR. We're 1 nautical mile, so we're really close to the airport. Should actually be able to see it. Let's keep on descending, please. As you can see, the aircraft was actually trying to fly now. So just trim it down now manually, like this. It should probably work. See once we are stable. 9 nautical miles, so the track, we're drifting from the track. Should be flying heading of 25, so we should be going left a little bit. There's the runway. So we keep on going. We check the altitude. They're always a little hard to read. Are we now we're not at 1,000 feet, are we? Are we at 1,000 or no? We're definitely not at 1,000. So we keep on going. For now, let's just keep on flying straight to the runway, to the airport, there's our runway. But we're definitely not going to do a straight-in landing. At least not from our current configuration. We're descending way too slow, but yeah, we started our descent a little too late. So maybe what we could do is a circle a little bit. So we're banking, I don't know, 25 degrees or something. Just keep banking slowly while we descend. We do not want to descend too crazy because it's going to mess up, you know, we're going to reach maximum velocity probably. We're going to overstress the aircraft. It's a beautiful sight, man. The nose is going up, that is unacceptable. So I trim it down again. Having a little trouble fine-tuning. We're over 1500. Now we're at about 1000 feet per minute. Let's keep it banking. Obviously when you bank, the nose will drop always a little bit. So we try to compensate. Oh look, now we're climbing again. Because this is not the best descent, but you know the speed is really high. We could try maybe one thing for now, and I think that's actually quite important. Let's pull up this thing. I'm going to put abort on the descent, and what this will do, this will give us control over the throttle. And I'm going to throttle down a little bit. You can hear light klaxon sound in the background, because it's warning us, which is welcome. Just going to keep on circling for now. Later on we will navigate. Speed is not really dropping. This is basically the aircraft, I believe it's telling us, hey Arkady, you're descending a little too quickly or something or whatever, or your speed's too high or too low. The speed is actually on the low side, 6,000 feet. Just keep on turning. See if I can cut a little more power. And probably if we would extend the landing gear, the klaxon signal would stop, but we're not doing that at these speeds. So right now, trying to see if I'm lucky, if by any chance the airport is ahead of us. You never know. It looks like it could be one, but I do not think it actually is. And then again, we could be flying a completely different direction. It was somewhere near water, but there was so much water nearby. But as I said, it's not my first priority. First priority is to get control over the aircraft. So 3,000 feet. So now what we're going to do is level that out. Once we level out, you will see the speed will start to drop significantly. So we'll have to be a little bit careful. Oh, keep focusing on the level, Arkady. Trim it straight. Trim it, trim it, trim it. You can see the speed's dropping now. So what I will do now, turn on the artificial flight engineer and tell it to be in range.
Cooling turbine. Normal. Fuel booster pumps.
I keep on trimming because we're dangerously low now, almost 2,000 feet.
On low. Fuel tank selectors. Mains on, crossfeed off. Hydraulic bypass valve. Down. No smoking signs. On. In-range checks complete.
Okay, so we're dropping a lot of speed here. So as soon as we can find the airport, it would be amazing. And it could become somewhat of a challenge. Because as I said earlier, I completely do not go nose up, Arkady. Okay, safety first. Well, safety first, then I better be really quick. Go. No, not the camera button. Go here. Oh, I'm panicking. Let's see, where was this? Here, and I want the white lights. There you go. I'll look outside the window. These white lights are much more user-friendly. Speed's getting really low. Do we have flaps? Yes. They are not set. Go to do flap 1. What I actually wanted to do, sometimes I may be going a little quick and not explaining everything. Trying to turn on the autopilot. It's taking too much time, man. This close to the ground. Let's just see if we can fly it and wing it. No, for now we are still completely lost. No problem, we're still flying. I'm going to power up a little bit, if I can, and it looks like I can. That's good. Keep the nose at least level. Just go fly to the water there. Okay, so our heading is to the west, I believe, so that should be fine. And I think the airport is actually close by, but we're so low that it's a little difficult to see because of all the other city lights here. Basically what I want to accomplish now is the autopilot helping us for now for a little bit with the level flights. As you can see, this panel gets quite dark. You know, like losing like seriously dangerous time here. So for every time I have to turn a button, I have to look back up afterwards. Oh, we're flying straight to the airport. It's right here. We're flying over it. So that's good news. We'll do a right turn. We'll fly from across the water. So do not drop. Keep your altitude. So I'm trimming it down a little. I'm trying to find the sweet spot, right? So we're just doing steady level flights. So not climbing, not descending, but just the sweet spot right there in the middle. Which could be sort of this. Again, I'm going to check what we can do with the autopilot. Put this to the gyro pilot. Put this one on. This one as well, and we do the altitude hold. Okay, so now at least the autopilot is helping us, alleviating some of the stress, if you will, and we can try and orient ourselves. It is somewhere behind us in any case, so we're flying to the northwest, speed 140-ish. No, what was it? Yeah, 140-ish. That's sort of okay, I guess. Let's just keep on going a little bit and have some distance between. I hopefully the airport is like straight behind us, but I'm not really sure, to be fair. And there was one other thing that you could ask the flight engineer. It's to do the before landing. I'm not really sure now when to do this. But you know what? Let's have some adventure. Do the before landing. So the artificial flight engineer is now going to set up the aircraft, prepare it for landing. I do see another airfield there, but that's not where we're going. Or at least I think it is. So the gear is coming. The left turn. Let's just disengage the autopilot now. Man, I cannot see for the life of me. While in the meantime we're crashing. That should be it. There's the airport. Keep turning left now. So it's a little on the dangerous side. We're climbing, which is not what I want. Now we're going down. This was a little bit of an acrobatic action here on my part. So let's try and level it out as soon as we can. There's the runway. We're taking the left one. and all we have to do now is prepare ourselves. We'll line up and we'll land. Now what we do with the landing, the speed, you can have a relatively high speed in this aircraft while you land. I'm going to cut the power a little bit more, not too much. There's the outer marker. Set the altimeter. Let's check. And now we just go ahead and try to line it up to have at least a little bit of a stable approach. So we right a little bit more. Keep bringing it down ever so slightly. There's the runway inside. A little less power, please. It is responding really slowly, which gives it quite a realistic feel, if you will. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to maintain attitude using the trim. You can see the speed is dropping here a little bit in the speedometer. We're drifting a little too much, so now try to focus on, I think the speed is fine, but I do not want to descend this at this rate, as we'll be down before we reach a runway. So left turn, there the speed goes dropping. Oh, it drops quite significantly. That's a little scary, man. Okay, Arkady, set it down, trim it a little bit, and please speed up some more, because this is getting a little dangerous. Speed it up, please. This is not a very stable approach. Here's the runway. Speed's fine. Set down, trim a little, line up. If you do not, oh, this is a little dangerous. Okay, but this should work. I'm not convinced. I'm going up, go around, full power. Gear up. Flaps up. Okay, I'm sorry, but this was a really messy approach if it wasn't apparent. Okay, so let's see. We're flying heading. Man, these controls. 120, 13. Yeah, okay, so 13, that's good. The runway is at 31. So let's fly to about 3,000 feet. Let's have a little look outside. The sky looks beautiful there, and the stars are coming out. Our landing lights are on. Our speed is under control, that's good. We're at 4,000 feet, so try to level it out a little. Okay, yeah, so my apology for the scary approach there. Had to do some crazy things in order for us not to crash. It's nothing like the landing that I had on the previous stream, which was actually just gorgeous, really. It was so nice, it was smooth, we're just going down and that was it. But no problem, we look forward, we do not try to look back too much. Unless it was really cool, but even then, just create new cool moments, right? So we're still, I'm still having a little trouble with the attitude. Going to reduce power a little more. And if I turn now, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. So we're doing quite a sharp turn here. Cutting a little more, reducing a little more power. And we're aiming for a heading of 3-1. But to be fair, I cannot really see what's going on. Okay, so 3-1 is sort of coming up. So let's just keep this turn nice and sharp. The runway should be somewhere on our left, but man, this is hard, man. So there's the runways. So let's see what happens. Reducing power. Flaps out. There's the runways in sight right there. Nose wants to go down. Arkady wants to stay straight. Gear is coming. Watch the speed now, because you do definitely not want to underspeed in this thing. 3 green lights, the gear is out. 1 more flap. Trim it up a little, keep lining it up. Little more right turn. Trim it up. Pretty much lined out. Wow, are we really that low, man? Did you see that? Oh my god, man. Oh my god, man. Look at that. We got seriously fucking lucky. Seriously, look at those mountains there. Oh my god, man. I would not have even known if we had crashed. Okay, speed's way too slow. So powering up. I will not be able to save this, man. The only thing I can come up with is just get up there and completely try from scratch. And actually even navigate to another VOR and all that stuff. As you can see, it's moving like, you know, it's not very... Oh, let's get a... What's the correct standby? We just pitched up too much. Okay, sorry if I'm making half sentences here. So the gear is still down. Speed's a little low. Your nose wants to go up, so that's a little bit scary, especially since our speed is that low. So try and trim it. So doing like a whole bunch of things at the same time here. This is about what I want. This is about it. Not fully, but okay. Flap full. And let's set this baby down. Okay, everybody, prepare for landing. drifting a little to the right. Set it down. Well, it was a very rough landing, but we are down and we did not crash. Oh, well, look, we're crashing now. Easy, Arkady, easy, 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 easy. Oh my god, man, we're gonna crash. Oh my god, look at this. Oh no, what is happening? Can we get an external view on this? Look at this, man. Oh my god. That was a horrible landing. That was a horrible landing. For absolutely sure. We did make it. I don't know how. But anyway, here we are. Welcome to Marseille. We're getting ice cream from a French redhead lady. Flaps can go up. This was an absolutely horrific landing, man. I'm actually just so embarrassed. But that's part of life. What do? You move on. So let's power it up. Because we're going to park this sucker. And we get out and we get really drunk. And the thing is, on the ground, this plane is really quite maneuverable. Look. So there you go. And now we find 100 RPM. Or 1000, I should say, I guess. And we exit the runway here. We do not want to stay on this runway any longer. Okay. We follow the green bunnies. Phew. Okay, so runway vacated. Let's pull over here for a second and find our taxi position and get the hell out of this thing. So where's the taxi chart? Pull that up. Find ourselves on the runway, I mean on the chart. So that's fine, I guess. We'll just go straight ahead through Golf 1 and we'll just find a spot and we park ourselves, and I'm good for today. So, releasing parking brake. We're still at about 1000 RPM, so that's enough for the taxiing. Going to open up the window now because I've been sweating like crazy here, trying not to get us all killed. So let's get some fresh air in here, you know. So I'm still traumatized by the horrifying landing there, really. Not just because it was ugly, but I really thought for a second we were just going to crash, you know. Oh, the window is closing because we're speeding a little bit. So no window, you do not close on me. There you go. It really doesn't want to open. Okay, screw that for now. So here's the Marseille airport. It's actually quite pretty. We're right next to the sea here. And where shall we go? We just keep on going. Find a nice spot somewhere, anywhere. Let's just choose this building. Here, right in front of the lights. So we got some external lights coming in as well. Unless we're going to hit that building there. No. Oh. I'm just gonna give up. So parking brake is set. So again, welcome to Marseille. We're going to get ice cream from a French redhead lady. A little look outside. Stars are coming out. on the set by now. So let's just turn off the aircraft. Let's do the after landing. Could have done this, I guess, but these were battle conditions. But for me it was actually an interesting experience again.
After landing checks complete.
Going over some of the procedures. I was trying to see sometimes what the artificial flight engineer is doing, although it's not always very apparent. Then we choose the parking thingies, and it's just going to shut down the entire aircraft now. Like to the point where there's absolutely no light or whatsoever. That's the last engine right there. And then we're going to shut it down completely. How are we with our fuel? Our fuel quantities are good. I'll just click continue for now.
Checks complete, airplane secure.
Because here we are, Marseille airport. Let's just turn on a little flashlight. And let's get out of this sucker, shall we? So we open the front cabin exit. With this door right here, it's a little dark maybe. Can't really see the chairs go out. And we can get the hell out of here. So this is Marseille, everybody. Okay, so everybody who came and checked, thank you very much for checking. It was an absolute pleasure. And hope you enjoy your ice cream from the French redhead lady. Hope to see you guys very soon in the next stream. Thank you for checking. Everybody be kind to one another and all that miserable crap. And see you guys next time. Bye bye.